Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Eddie's Speed Garage. I'm Ed. It's been a long time. This is our 2000 Camaro. We're going to do the Cadillac ATS Brembo brake upgrade on this. And I'm going to show you how to do it. I'm going to put links in the description where you can get all the parts yourself from Amazon. And just so you know that Amazon does give us a little kickback, so it helps to keep the channel going and doesn't affect your price.
Again, welcome back to the channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Helps us out.
All right, so these are the 17-inch wheels that we have on here. And if you get a look, there's, I get about 2 fingers between here and here. I'm hoping we won't need any spacers, but it might come down to that.
All right, let's look at everything we need. You're gonna need 4 new bolts. You're gonna need your brake pads. You're gonna need 2 new rotors from a C7 Corvette base, 2 banjo bolts, 2 calipers with their hardware, and I threw in some stainless steel brake lines. Let's get this old stuff off. I decided to leave the bracket on the caliper since the caliper bolt was just spinning, and I didn't want to grab a wrench, so we just shifted directions, and now we're just taking the bracket bolts out. Just breaking them loose with this big 1/2-inch ratchet. There we go. I'm gonna throw my old cheater on there. Spin them out real quick. Now would be a good time to have a bungee on hand if you're gonna reuse your brake lines, so your caliper's not hanging from it. There you go. We're gonna clean that hub up in a little bit. Now it's time to drill out some holes. So what we got here is a 1/2-inch drill bit, and we're gonna drill both the holes first, and then we're gonna switch to a 9/16 drill bit and drill them again. The only advice I can give you here is go fast, but don't push too hard, or it'll start getting hung up, and these holes will guide you through. You'd have to really try hard to change the direction of these holes. There you go. Got to follow my own advice. And now I'm going to take this brake line off. Came off pretty easy considering it's a 26-year-old car. I think that's a 12mm flare nut wrench back there. Once I got that off, I stuck a screwdriver in that clip there and just pried it off, and the brake line separated. Now we're going to clean the rotor off. As you can see, the hub's nice and clean now. Rotors come with some kind of corrosion inhibitor on them, and the brake pads don't like them. So I can get all that stuff off of there. You'll be able to stop. I'm gonna put links for Amazon down in the description so you guys can pick this all up. I think this cost us less than 600 bucks for everything. There it is, 12.6-inch rotor from a Corvette C7 base. The calipers came from Detroit Axle. They were remanufactured, so they're not pretty. But they're not really that beat up. They're just not painted. You might have a dent or 2 in them here or there. But we paid less than $150 for 2 calipers. So I'll take a scratch here and there. And we didn't bother painting them. We're not about the fancy. We just like a safe car that stops good. And here I'm gonna fumble around with this bolt. I'll get it eventually, though. Told you. And a lot of people bought washers that were larger than the washers that I bought. These washers are the same size as the bolt head, so I didn't have to do any kind of grinding on them to get them to fit. The bolts fit, the washer fit. Now we're just snugging them up with the impact there. We're not tightening them down. Now we're going to throw a torque wrench on there and torque them down to about 150. And that, my friend, once you get these 2 bolts snug down, that's about the whole job. If you're not recording, it's about a 10-minute deal if you got all your stuff laid out. And now I'm showing you the gaps. There's a little bit larger in the back. You can see the bolts not touching the rotor, which is why you needed the washer. And the front's got a little bit smaller, but there it is. It's running smooth, no grinding. Here I'm putting the crush washer underneath the bolt head and another crush washer on the other side of the brake line. And now I'm gonna fumble around trying to get this on there. It wasn't fun, but I did eventually get it. And I'm probably not gonna show you that I did, but believe me, it happened. And then we torqued it down to about 32 foot-pounds. A little scary though. All right, now we'll drop the pads in there and we're putting the pins in. Just put them in from the back, capture that little spring clip there. And don't forget to put your anti-squeak compound on the back of your pads like I did, or you have to do this twice, but you live and you learn. You'll just tap the pins in until they sit flat on the inside. You'll see them coming out through the holes there. And that is all together. Here's a picture what it looks like through the rim. And here's the rim spinning without making contact. So if you have these with a similar back spacing, they will fit without a spacer, which I'm super happy for. I would have used a hub-centric one. This is the rotors or the calipers sitting next to each other, just so you can see them. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.